Good morning, children. So, this session in states of matter, we are going to discuss about intermolecular forces, types of intermolecular forces. Then, three types we are going to discuss. One is about London force, second one dipole forces, followed by hydrogen bonds. Finally, we are going to discuss about thermal energy, right? First, let us discuss about the intermolecular forces. Intermolecular forces are the attractive and repulsive forces that arise between atoms and molecules of a substance. That is, intermolecular forces are the forces that hold atoms together within a molecule, right? Intermolecular forces are also known as van der Waals forces. Intermolecular forces are also known as van der Waals forces. Van der Waals was actually he was a Dutch scientist. Okay, Van der Waals was a Dutch scientist. He is best known for his work on the states of matter in liquid as well as in gases. Okay, he is best known for his work on the states of matter, that is in liquids as well as in gaseous state. Okay. Now, next we can go to types of intermolecular forces. So, first one, London force. This London force as well as the second one, dipole forces, both will come under van der Waals forces. Okay. First, let me discuss about the London force. London force is named after the German physicist Fritz London. Fritz London. London force is a type of force that acts between atoms and molecules. Okay. So this London force, it will come under the van der Waals force. London force is a part of the van der Waals force. Okay. And London force is the weakest intermolecular force. Okay. London force is the weakest intermolecular force. Okay. London force can be defined as a attractive temporary force. Okay, temporary attractive force. London force is defined as a temporary attractive force due to the formation of temporary dipoles in a non-polar molecule. Okay, non-polar molecule. In short, London forces are the attractive forces which causes the non-polar molecules to condense to liquids and freezes into solids when the temperature is lowered sufficiently. Okay, what is meant by non-polar molecule? Okay, first you should know about the non-polar molecule. You know very well, atoms are made up of very small particles. Okay. When atoms are bonded together, it forms molecules. During this time, they release as well as they give energy. Okay, that is the electrons they release or otherwise they give electrons. Sharing of electrons takes place. Okay, giving or getting. Okay, so sharing of electrons takes place. This sharing, when the electrons shared the equal number of atoms, okay, when the electrons shared by the equal number of atoms, then there is no change and the molecule is said to be non-polar, okay. For example, fats, oil, petrol, these are some of the non-polar molecules. Why? Because these substances will not dissolve in water. Okay. So non-polar molecules are insoluble in water. Okay. what do you mean by non-polar molecule? Atoms are made up of small particles. When atoms are bonded together, it forms molecules. Okay, at that time they give or share electrons. When the electrons share the sharing of electrons takes place by the same number of atoms, then there will be no change and the molecule is said to be non-polar. Example, fats as well as oil, and one more what I told, petrol. These substances are insoluble in water, hence it is said to be non-polar molecule. Got it, children? Right. So next we can move to dipole forces. What do you mean by dipole? Dipole means a molecule having opposite charges. Okay, opposite charges, that is called the dipole. Dipole forces occurs between molecules. Okay, that is permanent dipole takes place here. In otherwise we can say it will come under the polar molecule. Dipole forces occurs between molecules. Okay, that is permanent dipole, otherwise it will come under polar molecules. Okay, so see here, these dipole forces occur between molecules with permanent dipoles. Okay, dipoles means what I told you, a molecule having opposite charges, that is polar molecule. These forces are attractive forces between the positive end of one polar molecule and the negative end of other polar molecule. I repeat again. Dipole forces occur between molecules with permanent dipoles. Otherwise we can say polar molecule. Okay. So these forces are attractive forces between the positive end of one molecule, positive end of one polar molecule and negative end of another polar molecule. For example, for dipole interactions will be seen in hydrogen chloride. HC is hydrogen chloride. Okay, HCl is nothing but hydrogen chloride. So here dipole interaction takes place in hydrogen chloride. It means one polar molecules. Okay, that is a polar molecule will attract one end of the polar hydrogen molecule. If you split, it will come H plus Cl minus, one positive as well as one negative, isn't it? Here, the positive end of one polar molecule attract the negative end of another polar molecule, right? Positive end of one polar molecule will attract the negative end of another polar molecule and influence its position. This is called the dipole forces. So what do you mean by dipole? Dipole means a molecule having opposite charges. That point you should learn, right? So next we can move to hydrogen bonds. Okay. So what do you mean by hydrogen bond? For hydrogen bonding are a special class of attractive intermolecular forces. This hydrogen bond is also nothing but the intermolecular forces. Okay, attractive intermolecular forces that arise due to the dipole interaction. Okay, between a hydrogen atom that is bonded to a highly electronegative atom and another highly electronegative atom. Okay, for example, water molecule. If you take water molecule, okay, what is an example of polar molecule only? Okay, what is an example of polar molecule? Because here hydrogen covalently bonded. Hydrogen is covalently bonded with highly electronegative oxygen atoms. Okay, so why we are saying water will come under this hydrogen bond? Because this water is highly water means what? It is nothing but combination of hydrogen as well as oxygen atoms, isn't it? Hydrogen as well as oxygen molecule. Here, these hydrogen atoms are covalently bonded with highly electronegative oxygen atoms. Hence, we say water is a hydrogen. Water will come under the examples for hydrogen bond. Okay. So, what do you mean by hydrogen bond? Hydrogen bonding are a special class of attractive intermolecular forces that arise due to the dipole-dipole interaction between a hydrogen atom. Interaction is nothing but contact, close contact. Okay. Between hydrogen atom that is bonded to a highly electronegative atom and another highly electronegative atom. So, what is the example for hydrogen bond? Water molecule. Okay, water molecule. Got it, children? Right. So, what is the next one? Thermal energy. Thermal energy, also called heat energy. Okay, thermal energy is called, thermal means what? Heat. So thermal energy is also called heat energy, is produced when the rise of temperature takes place between atoms and molecules. They move faster and they collide with each other. Okay, so thermal energy is also called what? Heat energy is produced when there is a rise in temperature causes the atoms and molecules to move closer and they collide with each other. Okay, so thermal energy, the energy comes from the temperature of the heated substance. Okay, so what do you mean by thermal energy? The energy comes from the temperature of the heated substance is called thermal energy. Okay. There are three types of thermal energy. One is the conduction, another one is convection, and third one is the radiation. Conduction. Second one is convection. And the third one is radiation. You will learn about this conduction process, convection as well as radiation process in your next coming classes. Okay. Thermal energy always moves from warm to cool. This point you have to remember. Thermal energy always moves from warm to cool. Okay. Right, children, what are the things we discussed today? One is the intermolecular forces and types of intermolecular forces we discussed. That what are the types we saw? One is the London force, second one is dipole-dipole force and followed by hydrogen bonds. Finally, we discussed about the thermal energy. Okay, so all the definitions you should learn, children, with example. Then only you can understand the concept. Okay, so learn all the definitions. This is your assignment. Good morning, children. This session in states of matter, we are going to discuss about the gaseous state and then physical properties of gases, measurable properties, pressure effect, temperature effect, volume effect, followed by number of moles n effect. First, let me discuss about the gaseous state. Atmosphere of the earth, bubbles in soda, and then fumes from volcanoes, helium in balloons. Hence, gases are all around you. The gaseous state is the simplest of all the states of matter. Matter is everywhere. We are made of matter. The pens you have used are made of matter. Air we breathe is a form of matter. Gases are everywhere. You may have heard about the word atmosphere. Atmosphere is an envelope of gases that surrounds Earth. Atmosphere is a mixture of gases such as oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, ozone, water vapor, etc. Right? So, if you look at the periodic table, nearly 118 elements are present. So, this is the model periodic table. 118 elements are present in the periodic table. Okay, among the 118 elements which is present in the periodic table, only 11 elements are present in the gaseous state. Let me have a look. Okay, so this is the group number and below symbol is given. No, it is nothing but the element, symbol of the particular element. Okay, if you see in group number 1, the element name is hydrogen. Okay, and in group number 15, nitrogen. In group number 16, oxygen. In group number 17, fluorine, chlorine, and in group number 18, helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, and radon. Okay, so what are the 11 elements which is present in the periodic table as gaseous state? Hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, chlorine, helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, and radon. These are the 11 elements which are present in the periodic table in the gaseous state that you should remember, right? In solids, atoms and molecules are compact and close together. Liquids have atoms that are spread out a little more, but the molecules of gases are really spread out, full of energy and constantly moving in different directions, are constantly moving in different ways. Okay, so this part also you should remember. Next we can move to the physical properties of gases. Solids and liquids have some different physical properties. Okay, physical properties are applicable for each and every substance. Like that, for gaseous state also there are some physical properties. What are the physical properties? Let us see now. Gases are highly compressible. Okay, so gases are highly compressible. Next one, gases exert pressure equally in all directions. Gases exert pressure equally in all directions. Okay, gases have lower density when compared to solids and liquids. Gases have low density when compared to liquids and solids. Gases mix evenly and completely in all proportions. It spreads everywhere. Okay, hence gases mix evenly and completely in all proportions. Next one, the volume and shape of the gases are not fixed. Okay, the volume and shape of the gases are not fixed. These assume the volume and shape of the container. Okay, so these are the physical properties of gases. It's an important 5-mark question. Okay, so what's the first point? Gases are highly compressible. Gases exert pressure equally in all directions. Gases have lower density when compared to liquids and solids. Gases mix evenly and completely in all proportions. Okay, it spreads everywhere. Next, the volume and shape of the gases are not assumed, that is fixed. It assumes the volume and shape of the container. So, physical properties of gases, how many points are there? Totally 5 points are there. Okay, it's an important detail answer. You should understand the meaning for each and every line. Okay, that is also important. Right. So next we can move to pressure effect. Sorry, before that we can discuss about the measurable properties. Okay. Next one is measurable properties. What is meant by measurable properties? The gaseous state can be expressed in terms of 4 parameters. Okay. The gaseous state can be expressed in terms of 4 parameters. What are the 4 parameters? One is pressure, Second one is temperature. Third one is volume. And the last one is number of moles of the gas in a container. Number of moles. So here pressure, it can be expressed in terms of V, whereas temperature can be denoted by T, and volume can be expressed in terms of V, whereas number of moles in a container can be expressed in terms of small n. Okay, small n. So what are the four parameters? What is meant by measurable properties? Is a 2-mark question. Okay, the gaseous state can be expressed in terms of 4 parameters. The 4 parameters are pressure, temperature, volume, number of moles in a gas of a container. Okay, number of moles in a gas of a container, and pressure can be expressed in terms of V, temperature can be expressed in terms of V, volume is denoted by V, whereas number of moles can be denoted by V. Okay, so this one is very important. These are called the measurable properties. What is meant by measurable property? The gaseous state can be expressed in terms of 4 parameters. 4 parameters are volume, temperature, pressure, number of moles. These are called the measurable properties. Got it, children? Right? Shall we move to the next one? Good. So next one we can move to the pressure effect. Okay. Define pressure. It's a 2-mark question. Pressure is defined as force per unit area. Okay. So pressure is defined as force per unit area. You take your book. Okay. Take the pressure effect page. It is given in bold lines. Pressure is defined as force per unit area. Okay. Underline that one. It is a very important 2-mark question. Okay. Here the gas molecules move randomly along the given volume. During this movement, they collide with the surface and also collide with each other. Okay. Every individual gas molecule is too small and it is very difficult to visualize. Got it? Right. So next one, if you take the pressure effect, pressure depends upon the number of molecules that strike per unit area of the walls of the container in 1 second. I repeat again. Pressure depends upon the number of molecules that strike per unit area of the walls of the container in 1 second. The greater the number of molecules colliding against the walls of the container, the greater will be the pressure. I repeat again. The greater the number of molecules that strike per unit area, okay, the greater the number of molecules that collide against the walls of the container in 1 second, the greater will be the pressure. Okay. For example, we can take a bicycle as an example. When we pump air into the bicycle tube, the number of molecules within the bicycle tube increases. Okay. Hence, the number of collisions increases. The number of collisions that takes place in the molecules also automatically increases, and hence the pressure goes up. This is an example for pressure effect. Okay. So define pressure. What's the answer for define pressure? Pressure is defined as force per unit area. It's an important 2-mark question. Right, children? Shall we move to the next one? Good. Next we can move to the temperature effect. Okay. The energy of the motion is called the kinetic energy. what? Motion means movement. Okay. So the energy of the motion is called the kinetic energy. The kinetic energy of the given molecule is denoted by a formula half mv square. Here, m is the mass of the molecule. Whereas v is the velocity. So the kinetic energy of the given molecule is given by the formula half mv square. M is the mass of the molecule, whereas v is the velocity. When a gas is heated, automatically its temperature increases. Okay, this is a very important concept. When a gas is heated, its temperature automatically increases. Okay, right. So, if I told you this is the mass of the molecule. This mass of the molecule, when it remains constant, okay, its velocity, this v is the velocity, no, this velocity increases. Hence, because of this, there is an increase in the kinetic energy. Okay, this causes increase in the kinetic energy. Because of this, there is an increase in the number of colliding particles increases. Okay, and here there is no change in the number of molecules, but the number of collisions that takes place against the walls of the container increases. Okay, so this point you have to remember. The pressure, temperature effect. Here, the pressure of the gas increases with the rise in temperature and its volume remain constant. This is the concept behind the temperature effect. Okay, the pressure of the gas increases with the rise in temperature and its volume remain constant. Got it, children? Right. Next we can move to the volume effect. The volume is actually decided by its pressure, temperature as well as number of moles. Okay, volume effect. The volume is decided by its pressure, temperature as well as number of moles. Okay. Finally, we can move to the number of moles in effect. Okay. Here, at constant temperature and volume, the pressure of a gas is directly proportional to the number of moles of gas. I repeat again. At constant temperature, the volume of the pressure, at constant temperature and volume, the pressure of a gas, is directly proportional to the number of moles of gas. Okay. If N increases the number of molecules colliding against the walls of the container, then there is an increase in the pressure. What is the concept behind this number of moles? If N is the number of moles, increases, okay, if N increases the number of molecules that colliding against the walls of the container, then automatically there will be an increase in the pressure. Okay, this is the concept behind this number of moles effect. Okay, so what are the things we discussed today? One is about the gaseous state. Gaseous state is the simplest of all the states of matter, isn't it? And we discussed about what is meant by matter and about the gases also, atmosphere, isn't it? Next we discussed about the periodic table. The periodic table, how many elements are present? 118 elements are present, but only 11 elements are present in the gaseous state. Okay, right. So next we discussed about the measurable properties. What is meant by measurable properties? The gaseous state can be expressed in terms of 4 parameters, that is pressure, volume, temperature, number of moles. These parameters are called the measurable properties. Next we discussed about the pressure effect. Define pressure. Pressure is defined as force per unit area, right? Next, we discussed about temperature effect, volume effect, followed by number of moles in effect, right children? Good. The remaining gas laws we will discuss in the next class. And your assignment is first question. Mention the physical properties of gaseous state. Okay. Mention the physical properties of gases. 5 points are given now. So this detailed answer, that's the first question. Second question, pressure effect. Define pressure. Pressure is defined as force per unit area. 2 questions only I have given. So learn the question, understand the concept. Okay, and write one time. This is your assignment. The remaining you can see in the next class. Thank you, children.